So what's going on right now? Why are so many people getting rejected? And why might you be dealing with a lot of rejections in your career in terms of job applications? Right now, there could be many reasons for it, but we know it's at record highs. People are getting rejected from so many different jobs that they're applying for, right? There's ghost to job postings. There's AI screening filters that are screening out people who are good at the job. There are also less recruiters. And this is something interesting we're going to cover later in the video, is how there's less recruiters, so they have less time to go through all the applicants. So in the end, they end up rejecting a lot of people who could be good for the job, right? And the job market data will tell us an interesting story about how there's, different issues within the job market beyond simply maybe you not being good at your job or being able to find the right opportunity. So we're going to learn from a lot of these lessons and how you can actually improve your job application process so you can get those top jobs rather than being stuck perpetually looking for a job. So here it says here why your applications keep getting rejected. It's not just you. The job market is tough, and we're going to learn a bit about that first. So the deck is stacked quite difficult, right? In a quite a difficult way in terms of, a very difficult job market. 30% of job postings that they found online through some of these surveys are ghost jobs, which mean they're jobs that aren't actually real. They're just companies essentially giving the impression that they are hiring, that they are growing, or that some other people who are pretending to pose as companies are looking to collect personal data. Also, companies could be posting ghost jobs to keep their current employees under pressure that they might be looking to hire their replacement. So there's all type of weird dynamics going on there. Then in 2025, in America, as an example country, only 181,000 jobs were created. Typically, each year in America, 2 million new jobs are created. So it's kind of a weird dynamic, right? As we can see here, that so many less jobs are being created. And then also the hiring rate has gone down compared to previous years, right? In the sense that companies are posting 30% less jobs than they used to. So there is some reality in terms of people who are, struggling to get a job. There is some reality there. But what can we do to optimize? We're going to go through that soon. But there's also a situation here where the filtering process is making it quite difficult to get a top job. 75% of applications are getting rejected by the ATS system, which is the automated applicant tracking system, a bit like AI or just general automated filters they have for people who are applying for jobs. So 75% of people applying for a job are getting rejected without a real recruiter seeing their application automatically by the system. 93% more applications, but smaller teams. And this is the interesting point I was trying to point out earlier. People are essentially applying for jobs, and then the recruiters, because there's so many job cuts, even the recruiters have lost their jobs. So there's recruiting teams are 14% smaller than they used to be. So if there's less recruiters, less people to review resumes, less people to find the top candidates. So it's a bit of an inefficient process, not just AI filtering, but also less humans to actually check for the best candidates. So roughly 0.5% of people are getting hired through job boards. Now, of course, you can apply online to different job boards, Indeed, LinkedIn, things like that. But it's showing that it is quite difficult when you have like 500 people applying for one job. Then obviously it's going to make it difficult for people to get some of these jobs when there's so much demand for them, right? There's a lack of supply of jobs and a high demand for them. So what else can we see here? This is the reality for some people. It's like 11:47 p.m. They've applied to 160 job applications. They've got 6 rejections, completely ghosted for 150 applications. It's not necessarily your fault. There is a reality of the job market being tough. But also the other thing is that the perfect role, you can see online has 300 applicants on LinkedIn, right? You applied within 24 hours. You were maybe the 58th person to apply, but it didn't matter. And you're in a tough spot, right? There's so many people looking for jobs, such few jobs available, and you're trying to keep a brave face. Your partner's asking you, how's your job search going? You're just saying, oh, it's fine, but actually it's not. This is the reality, right? You haven't heard from anyone human. You keep getting rejected. No one's picking up your calls. This is a very tough spot to be in. And this is what ends up happening to many people, right? And this is statistics that you can see here based on some of the surveys that have been done. They found in America, 500,000 people have stopped searching for jobs. 72% of people saying they're dealing with mental health issues because of the job search. They're dealing with constant rejection, not hearing back, financial pressure, Staying motivated is very tough. You can see it's very difficult for a lot of people right now. By the way, each and every Saturday, we have free webinars on my free Career Control Mastery school group. You can see here, we're going to be coming up with resume secrets, recruiter magnet, these type of things that really help you in your career. There's a link here in description to get started. On Saturday the 20th, we're going to go through resume secrets and how to improve your resume. And then next Saturday, we're going to have the recruiter magnet. We're going to tell you how to get the attention of top recruiters and secure those top jobs. So link in description to get started. Let's get back to the video. So let's stop talking about the problems and let's start talking about the solutions. What is actually going to work here? Now, volume alone won't cut it. So what I mean by that, don't be someone who's just applying for thousands of jobs, like we see in some of these TikTok reactions where they're just going, oh, I applied for 1,000 jobs, I didn't get one response. Probably because you're not skilled for most of them. You're not targeting your skill development for a specific role. So you've got to really think about it carefully, right? Volume alone won't cut it. You've got more competition, fewer recruiters. You have to be memorable to get into the right door, right? Standing out matters more than ever. One of those ways you can stand out is networking. In-person networking, there's a term called sourced candidates where you can get hired 8 times more often by knowing people directly, knowing the recruiter. And I don't mean you have to be best friends with them, but maintaining a strong professional network makes it easier to get some of those top jobs. Beating the AI screen, and this is what I mean by when I help clients directly through my bootcamp, through one-to-one coaching, I help optimize their resume to beat the AI screening, whether it's with keywords or structure and just their general approach to dealing with recruiters in person, so they can be top candidates for those roles, being able to beat the AI filter and being able to interact with the recruiters effectively and being genuinely memorable, right? You can't be the generic corporate drone, even though you might see memes like that or hear people who do well quite like that, but you need to stand out from others, because the more and more you have AI, automation, outsourcing, where personality isn't needed, being someone who's kind of unique isn't needed. You have to stand out from all of that, and part of that is the human element, right? And then also, you know, not taking it personally. If you do apply for jobs and they don't respond, don't take it personally, just keep pushing forward. What can you learn from here, right? Is experience kind of pays off. Now, I want to consider flipping the job market on their head by thinking about things in a different way, right? Rather than just being the stereotypical people online you see complaining about the state of things. Consider all your opportunities, and in some cases it might mean a sidestep in your career or taking a step down and then taking a step up in your career. So let's consider some different examples. If you're a software engineer, you might want to pivot to cloud migration or becoming a security specialist. If you're a software engineer at a top company, you might become a manager at a mid-level company, as a leader, as a manager, things like that. If you're working as a traditional finance analyst, you might notice the job market's slow, and then you pivot to regulatory tech roles, compliance risk specialists, by taking your finance expertise and applying it to the financial regulation. There's another pivot there in terms of becoming from a law associate to working in-house or legal tech, right? Looking at all the pivots you can make, taking a sidestep and then taking a step up. You might think, okay, for example, you have good expertise working in GRC, a top investment bank, and then you take a step down and you work for a GRC tech developer, and then you take a step up because you have the experience of working in the industry in a top investment bank, then working with a tech firm, and then you can manage a team having both those levels of expertise, rather than always thinking, how can I get a pay rise? How can I move up in the obvious linear way up in my career and climbing the corporate ladder? Think about side steps too. The other contrarian play is taking less now to win later. Now, I won't always recommend this, but in some cases, taking that pay cut to take a sidestep or step down in your career to take a step up later can work, right? So if you're working, like I say, for a big corporation, then you go work for a startup, an AI startup, a smaller competitor in your industry, and then you can leverage your experience in a big company and the smaller company to move into a management role, to manage others, right? So if you're having a hard time finding the job that you want, you can join us for the Job Search Bootcamp from layoff to level up. It starts on the 15th of July. There's only 10 spots available and it's only $300. You will learn everything you need to know to land your next job, from improving your resume so it gets past the AI and ATS filters and impresses hiring managers and recruiters, how to master the interview process and really push forward to negotiating a higher salary in your next role. Everything's covered in 7 days. There's a link in description to get started and more info at the end of the video. There's different ways you can look at it rather than thinking, oh, I'm not going to be able to take the immediate next step up at a big company. My career's in danger. You have to think about side steps too, particularly when the job market is particularly rough. There's been recent cases whereby people who are working $230,000 jobs in the tech industry, they get a pay cut or they get a layoff and they leave a company, and then they spend another year to two looking for a next job. And then they don't find it and they refuse to take a pay cut. They refuse to step back into the job market at maybe a smaller company. And how does that actually benefit them? They're actually burning through their savings and investments. They're not active in the job market, so they're not seen as someone who's actually in demand. So that makes you more off-putting. That gives a lot of companies and recruiters the ick that you're not willing to adapt to the current job market. So you should really think about that. Because even in self-employment, people who maybe work in sales, people who work online, they have to adapt. They have different seasons. They have a feast or a fast season. Maybe they're making a lot of money or they have a slow few months. That same thing's happening in the job market, right? So you have to adapt to it. You can't just suddenly say, oh, I had a 200K tech job. Unless I get another 200K tech job, I'm not going to take a step down or a side step. It's just not going to work out for you. That's how you can actually be willing to take a pay cut, build a skill set, and then move into seniority, as you can see on the screen. Don't stay stubborn. You want to actually slide into different roles and rise throughout them rather than getting mad at the state of the world. Standing out is actually easier than ever, right? Because many people are, like I say, they're not looking for the right opportunities. They're giving up. Many people have application fatigue, right? They just have generic applications, just spewing out, applying for one job after the other. If you have the right resume with the right skills, the right doors will open because you're in touch with the right recruiters. You're putting the right effort into those interview preparations. And trust me, I've interviewed many candidates at different banks. I've coached many clients myself as a career coach, right? So I've seen how people in general sometimes think they're prepared for interviews and they're really not, right? They think they're putting in a lot of effort and they're really not. So this is how you can really beat the rejection process, by willing to really think outside the box, right? Whether it's putting in more effort into your applications, whether it's taking side steps in your careers and pivoting in an effective way, whether it's realizing how you can pivot in a way that'll actually give you more long-term job security because you're developing another skill. How you understand that just applying for 100 jobs is just not something that's going to pay off, right? That could be a reason that is demotivating you. If you're applying for 100 jobs and 99 of them are irrelevant to what you're actually looking for, what your skills are, then that can demotivate you and then you just want to give up and do nothing. The other thing is being healthily detached from the process, having an identity outside of the job search, right? So this is why the rejections and things like that won't impact you. The other thing is, like I say, think about the general lifestyle you have here. I've covered in many of my reaction videos people who are taking different approaches to layoffs, right? And I'm going to cover some interesting videos coming up, whereby some people take a layoff and they really reflect on their life and make a pivot. Some people just stress out and go and apply for 100 jobs, and another group of people just start spending excessively. If you keep a good, healthy habit, working out, focusing on your job search, focusing on skill development, 3 slots in your day, couple hours for each, you'll actually push forward way more than other people who are just making a complete mess of it in a complete array, can't sleep at night, stressed all the time. You don't want to be that person. The other thing here is understanding how to optimize your resume. These are things I cover in the link in the bootcamp, job search bootcamp link in description. If your resume is not optimized, you won't even get the door open, right? So you have to think about that. And I've reviewed over 100 resumes, whether it's through my role over a decade in the finance industry or through my career coaching, right? So I've seen what is a good and bad resume and what actually gets to the front door or gets to the email of the hiring manager, right? On a trading floor, in tech, right? In all these type of roles, I know what helps you stand out. So those are things I cover in the bootcamp, so you don't end up like the 75% of people automatically rejected. And of course it's a tough job market, but the people who are winning are winning. There's a reason why, throughout my career, even though I didn't have the connections, I was able to get job offers at Goldman's and Morgan Stanley, right? I was able to help my clients get 200K job offers and promotions to 180K in some other cases across tech, software, sales, engineering, all these different type of roles, because there is a strategy that can work. So you can stop getting rejected, stop getting demotivated, and actually push forward. So you've learned a ton of helpful tips. I hope that helps you in your job search, and I'll see you in the next video. When you started this video, you realized that, your job applications are getting rejected. You weren't sure how to succeed and really win throughout the process. Now you're at the end of the video. Hopefully you receive some tips that really help you make the shift. But if you want the full strategy, I have a job search bootcamp that's starting on the 15th of July. There's only 10 places available, and it's only $300, which is a small amount compared to how much you could make if you do push forward and find the job that you're looking for. And what you'll learn through this 7-day process working with me directly, what you'll be able to learn is how to improve your resume so you actually get hired rather than getting immediate rejections and not being able to pass the AI and ATS filters, how to optimize your LinkedIn to get the attention of top recruiters, how to really dominate in the interview process when you're interviewed with HR or hiring managers, moving through the interview process, which is very difficult now because there's so many layers to that. And then also how to get paid what you're worth in terms of salary negotiations, which many people miss because they're so focused on getting any job they can. They don't know how to negotiate to a much higher salary going into a job, which is your best opportunity to negotiate for extra money and extra income, right? Then we have 2 sessions at the end whereby you can ask me direct questions one-on-one, and we can go through any queries you have. So like I say, you really be able to benefit your career in this way. You can see here I've helped Vince secure a $200,000 job offer where he's actually working in Riot Games. I've also helped other people like Anand deal with getting promoted to sales management roles, Alberto getting promoted to 180K as a senior engineer. You can see many other success stories from Marcus, who actually was looking to pivot from tech to finance. And I've helped clients across all these different industries: tech, finance, engineering. You can find out a lot more information here. 7-day period. You can watch recordings of any of the live sessions if you need help after. So it really gives you everything you need for really low price. It's like almost, I shouldn't be offering it at $300 because typically clients work with me one-on-one at a much higher price point. So it's really a cheat code to excel in your job search and push forward now before the job market does slow down later in the year. So everything you need to know, link in description, 10 spots available. I'll see you in the next video.